one just pulled out, bottom of the net, put him in with the rest of them. Let's have a go at this rather nice scene now in pastel, while we're waiting for the crayfish to come. The light's coming beautifully down through the trees here. So I've worked out a little composition here, and we're working on darker paper again, which is quite fun. So we can use some of the paper as well. Not actually easy to see my colours today. Just through here. Light coming through that sky. Blending and blocking. We're blocking and blending again, remember. Blending and blocking. And there's lovely light coming through. Lovely cream happening into the sky as the sun rises this morning here. A nice tint of blue coming through this. How easy that was. So I blocked and I blended. I'm just bringing these colours through. Mid-tones with the darker green behind here. Blues and greens coming up. Right through there. Here. Cover the paper. The paper will change colour, but the pastel shouldn't change colour so much, so I'm going to make sure the paper is well covered. Nice working on this size. I mean, for me, as I normally work so large, I can do something very quickly at this size now. Feeling of this early morning light I want to get. This hazy morning light. These lovely blues come through. All over my trousers. Beautiful spot to be. Really look for your colours. As an impressionist, you want to capture the moment, capture the time, capture even the time of day. The blue still. That was a cobalt blue. Now I'm going to go down to my ultramarine here a bit. I'm putting some even stronger bits of blue here. Have to go in a minute and just check the crayfish. See if they come into my traps for tea tonight. So I'm really going to plaster that down here. And add some more warms into there in just a moment as well. Yes, Ingres pastel paper. It's a lovely pastel paper to work on. Remember, you're working on the smoother side, not the rough orange peel side. Dark trees coming up. A gate here of some sort. Just flick that in. Here the lobe comes across, up through here. Right, I'm just going to go and check the crayfish traps now. Right, so we had another 3 crayfish in the trap, and we're going to carry on with our picture here. And I've got to start building up some cools. Got some lovely cool greens working up against these. Well, we can actually start to get the sunlight coming now, I think, soon. Let's find a few of the warms. Now around here we've got this warm sun just catching down the edge, coming through near to the road here. So we've built all our cools up, or a lot of them. I'm going to start just getting some of these warms in front here, which now pushes those cools back. So we're playing one thing against another. We're always playing our lights against darks, roughs against smooths, warms against cools. Just playing these things together. And it's so nice. You don't see it on photographs. You know, you really do need to be out here doing something like this, making it work, finding the colours, looking, observing, and being a part of nature yourself, actually. Enjoying being out. A big oak tree here. We'll feel that mark. I'm not copying things exactly. We're never copying things exactly. We're making marks about what are there. Nobody's going to say that branch or that twig was 2 foot to the left or 2 foot to the right later on. But look at the lovely colour we've got there already, eh? Hope you're enjoying it with me as much as I'm enjoying doing it. Oh! What? How many you got?
3.
Yeah, that one's... I might move the other one down there because it's not getting as many. I should move the other one down there. Oh, she's got 3 in there, so that's fun for her. She's never done this before. We've got some lovely dark leaves coming in up here, warm against that sky, look. I haven't got the light greens, I keep saying, but you're going to really be impressed when I start to put these lighter greens in a minute. Foreground. Building it up, plenty of colour. Really look for these warm and cool colours.
5 in that one.
5?
Mm.
Good Lord. Have you put your other one out near it then?
Yeah,
You moved it across, yeah, because they're all in that corner for some reason. They're not where I was.
One of them thought obviously they were off out with it, won't let go of it, so I've just left it in there.
So we've done our shadows, and I'm now just working up the light. And of course the light is constantly changing anyway, because as it comes through the trees, as it moves around, it's going to change anyway. I want to get this lovely feeling of the light shining through here. Now we've got the grass coming through there and through here. Gorgeous. Before we go off the vide grenier, we're going to look at the second-hand bits and pieces that are being sold today. We've got these lovely cool colours in the background, pale colours, but I want to go a bit stronger yet. So I'm going to use some darks now and really work my darks up a bit before I come back to lighter colours again. And let's look at these real darks here, coming down amongst the trees here in the foreground, to help bring the eye forward and make these colours in the background appear cooler. This is a very warm black, but almost browny black. I'll start to get some of these shadows in with the darker colour too. Over here especially again, down into the foreground areas. Some of these bits of dark. That post here. Let's go and check the traps again in a moment. Got any more crayfish for tea? A flood of light. It's very impressionist. Got lots of dots and dashes. And I may not need to go that much further. We'll see. I'm going back into the greens here a little bit. Let's look at the cools in there again. And I don't think we're far off, but it's rather fun, isn't it? I think I've almost done. I'm just going to work up a few more of the warms. The oranges. I've enjoyed seeing this being done. I'm sure many of you would love to be here with me, and it would be fun to have you painting here with me. So we've played these warms against these cools, haven't we? A dog come to see me. Hello. Yes, Cuddles.
Dog.
I think it's about my son doing it really. It's a bit much to see it otherwise. Do you think it's about right?
Yeah, it's nice that bit of blue sky peeping through, isn't it?
It's hard to know when to finish sometimes, but a few little marks can make such a difference. That's why we've got to keep looking. We've got to say an absolute cascade of beautiful light shining through all of this. The signature in red. And there's our scene and our finished picture. So here's a scene I was trying to do and enjoying, down to our final piece. Okay, chicken. Right, running.
Hi, we're Peter and Julie Riemann. We live at La Forge here, originally from the northeast of Scotland. We gave up the rat race, downsized down into our old camper van, travelled around Europe for a little while, looking for a little bit of paradise. We found it here in the Creuse. Over the years, we've built up this little place that's been abandoned was abandoned for about 30 odd years. And we've created an almost self-sufficient lifestyle here. A few years ago, we've just recently completed a little cottage here so that other people can share in what we have.
You're very much into self-sufficiency, aren't you? You've got goats and sheep, and we had fresh eggs given by you, and when we arrived it was wonderful. There was, you know, we had some cheese and wine, everything was here, and your gardens are amazing. We'll show you these later in the film, and you'll see that they're almost totally organic here. And that, what we want to ask you about later, I'm going to film it shortly, is that wonderful little tank you've got there that's got hot water in it, almost like a jacuzzi, where you built bottles and clay around the outside of the thing. Is that the little jacuzzi then, or what is it?
It's a hot tub. It's a wood-fired hot tub.
Oh, wood-fired?
Yes.
It actually seems to keep... Does it keep warm on its own, though, with just the clay? Or have you actually warmed that up?
That helps to insulate it, yes.
Yeah.
That insulates it very well, and so...
Show me around that later, then, because it looks fascinating, that.
Yeah, it's lovely.
You should have had your camera out last night, because it was being well used.
Yeah.
We attempted to get in it last night.
Yeah.
And you have to re-top it up, then, from the source, because it goes green after a while with the water?
Yes, every few days, and then when it's emptied, it waters the garden, so it doesn't go to waste. The water is used for watering the tomatoes.
And they passed on that just down in the little pond here, they've got nice carp and some fishing here if anybody wants to bring their rods with them when they're staying. But there's also crayfish, which I've just been down to do this morning, and as you saw earlier on, I've caught a dozen or so there. And while I was there, I did a little painting, and they've decided that that's the one they'd like to keep because it's personal to them.
Yeah, it's instantly recognisable as the view as you walk down to the pond from the gîte.
Right. Anything else you'd like to add for the viewers?
I can't think right now.
Well, they're very reasonably priced here. I mean, you know, this is the cheapest place we've ever stayed, and the quality is fine. People are very friendly here. The natives don't eat you. Lots of cats and things to do for the kids. You know, it's great, the dog. So yes, we would totally recommend this place, and we shall be coming back, I'm almost certain. Well, there's rather a nice haul of crayfish so far. Right, well now it's preparation time, so we're going to have to boil them up, unfortunately for them. So there we are, the crayfish all cooked up and ready, and what a lovely platter for tea.
Hello, I'm Wendy Mitchell. I live near Crozant, which is this beautiful place here. Peter and Rosie are visiting to look at houses, and I'm trying to show them all the most beautiful things around. And this is one of them. We're on top of the Roche des Fileurs, where the young women used to spin their yarn to see who was going to get the best husband in the village.
So, how long was yours?
I never got the best husband.
So it was only a short yarn?
2'6".
We're going to have a go at this beautiful view across here now. It's my last day here, so this will be probably the last painting I do. And it's a very large vista, as you can see, so to try and get it all into this little tiny picture, not easy. It's something I want to come back and do later. Wind's blowing from that side, so I'm going to turn the paper around this way. It won't keep blowing over on me. But although I can't get it into full screen, it'll give you an idea. First thing I want to do then is to just work out a composition. I use a very light pastel for that, and just work out what's going to happen where here. A lovely view here of the... Let's see what I'm going to fit in with my fingers first. I'll just make a square like this. Just make a square like this, a rectangle with my fingers, just to see what I'm going to try and get in. And by the looks of it, yes, I want a couple of rocks there. Now the drawing here, we've got the water coming through there, down, up, steeple there. I'm going to bring that tower a bit more this way to there, and there we are. Now straight away I want to get my colours going, so I'm going to take a very, very light blue, and as usual block and blend, so straight across the sky here. Get off quick hand on me. Straight across the sky, and we're going to block and blend that in, so blocking now and then blending.
Okay. Vous avez visité le musée à Crozant, le petit musée sur la place pour pour les impressionnistes.
No. Oh, no, c'est nécessaire, oui, à croissant, hein.
Oui.
Possibilité aujourd'hui.
Vous ne connaissez pas?
La Fontaine, il y a beaucoup d'artistes qui utilisent trois capitales. Je connais Monet et peinture de la région.
Pastel. Vous avez été, oui.
Oui, je pense que acheter une maison précise.
Ah oui? Ah, c'est bien.
Pour moi, un artiste, oui.
Ah, vous avez des... Vous aurez des collègues, hein? Ouais,
Ah oui?
ils sont nombreux. Vous avez visité?
Oui,
Monsieur Buvard?
C'est une femme anglaise et le propriétaire.
Ah oui.
C'est l'introduction ici avec la femme, toute la région. Je suis ici pour la semaine. À demain, je vais partir avec Aveyron. Oui.
Ah oui?
Juste aujourd'hui. Pour finir.
Ah, c'est bien ça.
Possibilité à
Ah,
la finale.
il y a beaucoup d'anglais.
Oui.
On a des... Oui.
Oui, avant, j'habite en Aveyron pour 8 ans avant. Je suis en Angleterre maintenant pour 5 ans. Avant ça, je suis près Rodez, à Estang. Tu connais Giscard d'Estang?
Oui.
C'est le même. Lighter later, in this case darker later, with a bit darker. Because again, I've got very strong sunlight today, and strong sunlight means that I'm going to have very strong lights and darks. So that's why very deep blue. I need some deep blue greens, the grey greens. I'm going to use this dark green here over the whole of this area here. Block in that area before I... There, now let's start working our blues back into the background there. We'll take that mid-blue again and just start to work those cooler blues. Now that deep green, that deep blue I was using, the atmosphere of that. Here, I've got a lovely bit of pink coming down, almost heathery stuff coming down there. Revamp this, I'm going to rub right through it, take my green, blues and greens, and just that tower needs to be up here somewhere. So I'm going to put him in up here now, move him around. If you get something wrong, you can easily move it with pastel. So you really look for colour, it's there, you find it. Use some of this mauve down here as well, which I'm going to make warm in a moment. Push them back, remember that these are more distant, therefore they are cooler. As the sunlight hits in the foreground, that's going to be the same down here. I want to get more warmth down there still. Got a shadow coming in here which isn't helping you, I know, I'm sorry. But here I am painting out of doors, so we can't help that. The foreground now here. I need my deeper blue in the background. Doesn't help with the sun, the branches coming down, I know, but it just gives you an idea how I'm doing it. All the way down through here, the trees. Right to the back and the water there as it comes over. It's a nuisance the shadows coming over here, but the shadows coming onto me as well, which is useful for me because I can keep it a little bit cooler. Well on the way, light in the background, reflection of the water, same here with the reflection of these creatures. It's not easy for you to see because of the dappled sunlight, but so I'm gradually getting there, and down here to get some deeper purples coming in the background. Okay, I'm down to some very darks here in the foreground. Bring this foreground out a bit. And for an impressionist piece, I probably don't need to do a lot